Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So you are back today for another episode of Max's Gut Choice. In fact, I think it is episode 18. So we are trucking along, guys. Yes, we are. Now, if you are not familiar with the segment known as Max's Gut Choice, I will try and explain it to you. So, I used to have a Thursday segment on this channel. It carried on for 2 years. It was Tile of the Week Thursday, and when that segment ended, I realised I had to replace it with something. So, Max's Gut Choice was born. Now, Mike did gift me this bag here off of my Amazon wish list. Inside of this bag were about 60 of these little bonbons of yarn. Now, they are not the best quality of yarn. They are quite cheap and a bit to be honest. So I will not be using these to make anything that I want to squish, like amigurumis or blankets. They won't be wearables. So I thought, I need to use them, but by doing what? So I took one out of the bag, started playing around, and I came up with a square design. And I thought I could connect these squares and do something retrospectively once the squares were made up. And if you watched last week's episode, I showed you what I have actually got in mind for them. I have made one. I have plenty more to make. I didn't bring it with me today. Sorry about that. But I will put Max's Gut Choice playlist in my description box. So if you want to go back and watch the previous episodes, you can. But I use US terminology. But basically, I did 4 rounds of the traditional granny square, where it's 3 double crochet clusters. And then in the corner, cluster, chain 2, cluster. I also flip my work after every round, and I do not put a chain in between those clusters. I then did a 5th round with half double crochet clusters, and then I was putting a single crochet border around it, again with a single chain 2 single in the corners. But I was starting to play yarn chicken far too frequently on these videos than I cared to do anymore. So I then changed it up that I would not do the single crochet round in the yarn. I pulled another yarn off of my shelf that I was gifted in Happy Mail. And since then, I have been gifted a lot more. It is this Beautimus here. And I still have the first original skein, guys, but all I have left is this. So I've nearly used one skein, woohoo! But this is the I Love This Yarn print. It is Candy Stick Stash, 5 ounces, 142 grams, 252 yards, 230 meters. Recommends 5mm knitting needles, 5.5mm hook, 100% acrylic. Medium 4 weight, wash up to 40 degrees Celsius. You can tumble, do not iron, do not bleach, dry clean using A. It is absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I've fallen in love with it. I now know that I am definitely going to have lots left over to make something else super yummy scrummy with it. This is Mira Handicrafts. I just realised I didn't go through the stats on this. This is a 100% acrylic 3 weight or DK, 10 grams, 22 yards or 20 meters, made in China, and wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not tumble, do not iron, do not bleach, dry clean using P. Recommends a 3.75mm to a 4.5mm needles or a 4.5 to a 5.5mm hook. So this is a DK, this is a 4 weight, but I am not having any difficulties using them together. They are a similar thickness, so I don't know if this is thin or this is thick. They just work lovely together, and I am joining the squares with the Candy Stick Stash as well. And what I have done is I have put some squares together, glued them onto the front of a canvas or Hessian bag. I then did little tiny flowers in the middle joins, and it will be a gift bag. But if you want to see it, go back and watch last week's episode. I am using my 5.5mm dots to do this, and I think it has fallen right to the bottom of my bag. Yes, it has. See, ever the professional me, ever the professional. 5.5mm dots, and that's upside down, but you get the idea. There we go. So I do the 4 rounds of double crochet clusters, the 5th round of the half double crochet clusters. Off camera, I then put a single crochet border of the candy stick stash, and I join the squares off camera as well. But I do bring them back and show you that I did complete the ones from the previous week. So last week we had the crimson, cranberry red and the creamy colour. So as you can see, I have fastened off, weaved in my ends and bordered. They are ready to be put with some more lovely squares and cover the bag. So that is what I'm doing. But how does Max come in? Max comes in because I love my other podcaster friends letting their family help decide what their project's going to look like. I asked Max if he wanted to be involved. He said yes. You won't see him in the videos, but behind the scenes, he will go through the bonbons in the bag. He will select 1, 2, or 3 of the bonbons. I don't know how many ever. He can pick whatever colours. I don't ever interfere. It is completely Max's choice. And then when he has done that without me seeing, he puts them into Gutt. And Gutt is this black metal bin here. When I was a child, we had a silver metal bin in our household. It used to be stuffed to the gut with our hats, gloves and scarves for winter. My mum bought me Gutt either last Christmas or the Christmas before. I knew I wanted him to appear on my channel in some capacity. So like I said, Max picks either 1, 2 or 3 of the bonbons, puts them in Gutt without me seeing. I then come on here, we see what's in Gutt together, so it's just as much a surprise for me as it is for you. And then I sit and make the squares with you on camera and we just chat. So that is Max's Gutt choice. Whew. It's always quite a story to get through. I do apologise. And for those of you that have heard it every episode, my gosh, you are rock stars. Okay, so there is nothing left for it, guys, but to see what Max did indeed put in Gutt this week. So without looking, I will take the lid off. I am looking at you. I do not know what's in here. And in 3, 2, 1... It's just one! It's a yellow one. So, a nice, bright, sunshiny yellow for today, which means this video isn't going to be too terribly long. I hope you've got your project, because we're not going to be here for loads of time. So, I can take a breath and I can just chill and make my square with you. So yes, Max just picked one this week. Awesome! So, where shall I start? Let's start with the weather. Let's be truly British about these things. So, in the last week since I've seen you on this segment, we have had some rather chilly weather. So much so to the point of last Thursday, we had an unexpected snow day. Now, the UK does get snow. Especially, you know, on the higher ground, especially in places like Scotland. But down here in my part of the UK, in Cornwall, it doesn't snow very often. And when it does, it is normally just the higher ground that gets the snow. It doesn't normally last very long. We'd have to travel at least half an hour or more to get up to where the snow is. It's just not a common occurrence. And because it's not a common occurrence, when it does happen, basically, we all just panic and don't know what to do about it. So on Thursday morning, super bright and early, an email came through from the children's school to say that they won't be opening because staffing levels will be low because a lot of their staff have to travel from outside of the immediate area. They didn't know whether they would have enough staff make it in. It just made sense to say, look, we're just shutting for the day. So all the kiddos had the day off school. And I looked out the window. There was a light dusting of snow, but right at the top of the hill where I live, because I live in a valley, it was really quite thick with snow up there. It was extremely icy and it was very, very cold. So I emailed my line manager and said, look, I'm really sorry. The conditions of the street that I live on and getting up to the main road, it's really not looking good. I'd rather not risk it. I'm really sorry. I know I haven't worked here very long, but the kids' school's shut as well. I'm just not going to make it in. Really, really sorry. So yeah, unexpected snow day for me and 3 of the 4 kiddos. Mike and Connor did manage to get out. They did manage to get to college and work and whatever else that they needed to do. But that's because Mike's car is a much smaller car than mine. He's much braver than I am. And they decided to attempt, and it was successful, and they managed to get in. Now, even by lunchtime of the snow day, in my immediate area of the house, it had all gone, it had all melted. It wasn't really, a massively big deal, but on the higher parts of the area, it did take most of the day for the snow to disappear, the ice to melt, etc., etc. So it was just a really freak day. Didn't help that our heating system froze, so we were trapped in essentially an ice box for the day. It wasn't very comfortable. It wasn't very nice at all. 2 of my boys spent the morning or the bigger part of the day out in the snow because it is such a rarity for us to have it like literally on our doorstep. So they made the most of it. Then they came home, had hot baths and something hot to drink and eat and stuff, and they were absolutely fine. Mike's little girl was already poorly with a sore throat and a cold, so she stayed in just so that she didn't get any worse. I stayed in and tried to stay warm as best I could. So yeah, we had a really one-off bolt out of the blue snow day on Thursday. It was then cold for several days after that. But then we had a storm roll in on Saturday, which was high winds, torrential rains. So the temperatures did go up. It wasn't quite as cold, but then we had the stormy weather to deal with. And I am filming this on Sunday, the 24th of November. And we woke up to the garden fence being blown down and scattered across the garden. At first, we didn't know whether it was our responsibility to sort the fence or my next door neighbour's. It transpired that it is actually her responsibility. So she came to see us. She explained that she will get it cleared this week. But another fence won't be going up until next year because obviously it's right on top of Christmas, expensive time of the year, blah, blah, blah. So we are going to have no fence in our back garden for potentially a couple of months, which is fine because we don't spend a lot of time in our back garden anyway, but it's not fine in the sense of we now need to be really cautious of letting Rolo into the back garden because he might decide to go and check out my neighbour's garden, and she has a lot of cats and he isn't keen on cats. And we don't particularly want him going in her garden and doing his business because that's not his territory. He shouldn't be doing that. So he's a bit of an escape artist as well. So we're now going to have to keep a closer eye when we let him out to go bathroom, but that's all right. It's fine. We can do that. Um, so yeah, the storm took a victim in our garden fence. It was extremely windy. It was very rainy. It was really stormy, but we were all safe, tucked up inside. And actually, my three boys were in a completely different area with their dad. I have spoken to all three of them today, and I know they're okay. So we are all good. Now, the rainy weather is set to continue for the majority of the week, but that's nothing new, guys. It's always cold, wet, miserable, and rainy where we live anyway, so it's really not going to make much of a difference. The kiddos will be going to school every day. Mike and I will be going to work every day, so it's really nothing new, nothing we can't handle. So yeah, the weather has been a little temperamental in this past week. But we got through it. We're fine. The heating is now unfrozen, so we're nice and warm again. And yes, I have relented. I have put the heating on several times in the past week. So yeah, I made it to the very middle of November though. That's the longest I've been able to make it so far before putting it on. So that's good. So there's your weather update. I suppose the next update I can give to you is my new job. I finished my third week. Again, very eventful there. No 2 days are the same. Lots to keep you on your toes, lots for me to learn, lots for me to kind of get a footing with and get to grips with. I have actually started to get to know my colleagues a little bit better now, so that's helping with me feeling a little bit more settled. I have been asked to do a few things that I haven't been asked to do before, so that's been nice to get my teeth stuck into a new challenge. The kiddos are slowly warming up to me and getting to realise that yes, it's a new face, but it's an okay new face. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a bit of a transition phase, for a few months yet until I really kind of hit the ground running and get into my stride. But it's going well. I've had nothing but positive feedback from, colleagues and management, and even a couple of the kiddos who don't trust any adult, but they seem to have taken to me, which is lovely. I think it's because I'm not a teacher. I'm not trying to force them to learn stuff. I'm just the lady that lets them in and out of the building, opens doors for them and things, and isn't really an authority figure in the sense of I'm not directly challenging them on anything, really, which works in my favour. I am not moaning. And if it means that I can build positive relationships with the children, even better. I mean, there have been a couple of how can I say, intense situations to deal with. But I, again, am just more of a bystander. I'm not directly involved or affected as such. I'm just one of those people where when it comes to children, it can really affect me and it can upset me. I am quite emotionally linked to young people and children because I am a mum, and that motherly instinct in me is so strong, and it can be hard to hear about upsetting, traumatizing things. But on the whole, it's okay, and I knew that there would be those kind of moments when I took the job on because it is an alternative education place. It's not mainstream. And I knew that a lot of the kiddos that went there have a lot going on in their lives, and that of course I'm going to hear about it, and of course it's going to have an impact. But I've got a really good team of colleagues. They are very much under the ethos of we are a community. They don't put much stance in the way of hierarchy. So it's not like most workplaces where, management, deputy management, staff, it's not, we are just all one big team, one big community. Yes, if you are in a management role, you have more responsibilities, and more things to actually have to deal with. But whether you are the cleaner that comes in of an evening when everyone else has gone home, or whether you are the head teacher or anywhere in between, we are all treated as human beings with feelings. We try and encourage that environment of kindness and building each other up and positivity and praise. We don't dwell on negatives or things that didn't quite go right. We just work on being the most positive, kind cohort that we can be. And it's just so refreshing, guys. I've never ever worked in a place that has such a strong belief in that. Um, Everywhere pretty much that I've worked before is very much we are management, you are a lowly member of staff, you do what we say, you don't like it, you're out. And this place, it's if you're struggling, let one of us know, go and take 5 minutes, make sure that you're getting mental health breaks, make sure that you're telling people if you're not okay, and measures will be taken to get you back on track. If you're struggling with something, let somebody know. They are all willing to jump in and give you a hand. Honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4. They are just an awesome, awesome bunch of people where they are about people, not who has control, who has power, who is better than anyone else. It is you are your own person and we care about you as you being that person. And it is just amazing to be a part of. And I have already finished that square, guys. That really didn't take long at all this time, did it? So, of course, I am going to fasten off weaving ends, put my border on, come back and show that one to you next week. I will, of course, get Max to fill Gutt again, ready for next week's episode. And I think that, oh no, we've got one more very important job to do. Now, for transparency reasons, in last week's episode, I did do my pattern giveaway. It was a hidden giveaway. I am filming this, like I said, on Sunday, the 24th of November. So the giveaway was only live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's now 5:15 of an evening for me in the UK on the Sunday. So it was only open for 3 and a bit days. So anyone that enters that competition after this point where I've done this video, I'm really sorry, but it's already been drawn. I really struggle with giving deadlines of when giveaways will close. I just have to close them and announce winners as and when I get a chance to film. If that upsets anyone, or if anyone thinks that I have done them wrong because I do it that way, feel free to email me or pop in the comments that you don't think that's fair. If you've got any other suggestions of how I can do it, I'm always open to that. But ultimately, I don't have to do these giveaways. I don't have to facilitate this in any way. I'm choosing to. And I think it's only fair that when I feel I need to film and get it done, that's it. If you didn't get your answer in soon enough, that it's out of my hands, basically. And I hope you can all understand that. It's not me being mean. It's not me trying to stop people entering, not at all. Otherwise, I wouldn't do the giveaway in the first place. But it is the only way that I can get all of this content out for you week after week, especially now I am back to work and Christmas is coming and it's all a little bit crazy. But there were 16 of you that managed to get in before I did this video. So here is the list of the 16. The keyword you had to enter was the word soccer. because last week I was regaling you with my adventures when I took Connor to his soccer match. Both Connor and Max didn't play soccer this weekend. It was cancelled because of the bad weather. So there was no soccer adventures this weekend. But there we go. If you see your name, you got in. If you don't, sorry, it's because I drew this after you had entered. Or, sorry, I drew this before you had entered. It's an electronic prize. I am not sponsored or affiliated by anyone. YouTube don't even know I'm doing it. Ideally, you should be over 18, but in fact, all of my videos are set to not for kids, so there shouldn't be any under 18s viewing anyway. All of the usual terms and conditions and rules apply, guys, but it is literally me who will pay for a pattern and send it to your Ravelry account. It's no biggie. Remember, if you are the lucky winner, you're going to have to email me, and when you email me the pattern or patterns that you want, your Ravelry account name, and then as soon as I receive that, I will go and purchase those patterns and I will email them or gift them to you electronically to your Ravelry account. So for you to claim your prize, you need to have had a Ravelry account. And like I said, as soon as I get that email and you've chosen the patterns that you want, I will get them pinged over to you as soon as I can. Remember, don't go over 10 Great British pounds. Try and do the conversion of the money before you send me, because we've got to make it fair for everybody. There will be one more of these giveaways next month, and then I have done a pattern giveaway every month for the year, which was one of my 24 goals for 2024. That is brilliant. That will be a big tick on that list. But yes, 16 of you. So here is my phone. I am going to ask the person that lives in my phone to pick that random number, and we will find out who is the winner. So, hey Siri. Please pick a random number between 1 and 16. Okay. She picked 5. So, who is lucky number 5? We all know this person. It is Obsessive Crochet Lady Amanda. Woohoo! Congratulations. And in fact, Panda, you don't even have to email me. Just message me. It is all good in the hood. We are in regular conversation anyway. So congratulations to Amanda. Everyone be good sports down in the comment section and congratulate Amanda for me. Panda, sorry I didn't have my glasses and my flapper thingy, but the flapper thingy's broke, and I am actually having behind the eye headache issues today, so I do apologize, but yay. Woo! And better luck next time. Everybody else that entered, like I said, there is one more chance next month. You never know, I could even carry this on into next year. I don't know yet until I start sitting down and making plans for my channel for next year. So Panda, let me know what you want and I'll ping it to you. So I think that is all for today. Thank you very, very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, the whole playlist for this segment is linked in the description box if you did want to go back and look at previous episodes. Panda, get in touch. You know what to do. And I will see you again very, very soon. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.